I am about to show you how to build generational wealth, and make sure you watch this video all the way to the end because the last point is the most important one. For thousands of years, people have been trying to figure out the secret to making money, how to make more money, how to keep more of what they make. And there is so much bad information out there that it can be hard to know what to do and what not to do when it comes to your finances. So let me share with you the 7 things that the richest families in the world do to keep their money for generations. This means that they don't put all their eggs in one basket. Now, there's 2 types of investments, those that increase in value and those that produce income. For example, stocks and shares usually increase in value over time, while rental properties produce income in the form of rent. Taxes are one of the biggest expenses that we all have to pay, but they don't have to be a burden. The richest families in the world know that they can't do it all themselves. That's why they have a strong team of advisors and experts to help them make the best decisions for their money. It's really just a matter of following these simple tips. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. The hardest part is often sticking to these principles over the long term. But if you can do that, then you'll be well on your way to building wealth. This team might include accountants, lawyers, financial advisors, and even psychologists. Having a team of experts to rely on can help you avoid making big mistakes that could cost you a lot of money. They'll be able to give you advice and guidance based on their experience and expertise, which will help you make the right decisions for your finances. A lot of people think that they need to do everything themselves, but that's just not realistic. If you want to be successful with your finances, you need to be smart about how you spend your time and energy. That means focusing on the things that you're good at and then hiring people to help you with the rest. This is the key to being successful in business and in life. The richest families in the world understand this, which is why they're always looking for ways to automate and outsource the things that they do and enjoy or that do and use their strengths. This frees up their time to focus on the things that are most important to them. If you plan ahead and make smart decisions, you can actually use taxes to your advantage. They know that money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy opportunity. By passing down wealth to future generations, they're giving them the opportunity to have a better life. They're helping them get a good education, buy a house, or start a business. I know that some people don't believe in giving money to their children, but I think that's short-sighted. If you're lucky enough to have wealth, you have a responsibility to use it to help others. Giving money to your children isn't selfish. It's actually one of the best ways to use your money. The richest families in the world understand this, which is why they make sure to invest in their children and grandchildren's future. They give them the opportunity to have a better life and help them become successful adults. The richest families in the world understand this, which is why they're always looking for ways to legally reduce their tax burden. There are many different ways to do this, such as setting up offshore accounts or investing in tax-efficient ways. One of the best ways to reduce your taxes is to set up an offshore account. This is basically a bank account that you have in a country with low or no taxes. Now, it might sound complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is find a reputable offshore banking provider and open up an account. Then you can transfer money from your bank account to your offshore account and it will be free of taxes. Another way to reduce your taxes is to invest in tax-efficient ways. This means investing in things that are exempt from taxes or that have tax-efficient structures. For example, real estate can be a great investment because it's relatively easy to make money. Now, both types of investments are important for building wealth. However, I believe that producing income is a little bit more important. Here's why. Let's say you have 2 friends, both of whom are really good at investing. They both invest $1,000 and get an average return of 10% per year. Instead, they spread their investments around so that if one thing goes wrong, they still have other things to fall back on. This also helps to reduce risk. For example, if you only invest in one company, but that company does badly, then you will lose all of your money. But if you invest in lots of different companies, then if one of them fails, it won't matter as much because you have other investments to fall back on. It's important to remember that no one can predict the future. Even the best investors in the world have lost money sometimes. That's why it's important to have a diversified portfolio so that you can weather any storms that come your way. The snowball effect is a very powerful thing. First thing that they do is start investing early. If you're able to invest small amounts of money over time, that will add up to huge amounts of wealth over the course of your lifetime. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. As it rolls, it gathers up more and more snow and gets bigger and bigger. Similarly, if you invest small amounts of money over time, that will compound and grow over the course of your lifetime. The longer you invest and the earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. For example, if you earn 10% every year on your investment, $1,000 becomes $1,100, then $1,210, then $1,331. The power of compounding is exponential. And you can earn money for literally doing nothing. This is why Warren Buffett became so successful. He started investing early and he took advantage of the power of compounding. He said, "The first rule is that you must not lose money. The second rule is that you must not kill yourself trying to make money." What he means by this is that you shouldn't take big risks or try to get rich quick. You should focus on investing in things that are relatively safe and then let compounding interest work its magic. No matter how much money you make, if you spend more than you earn, you will never be able to build wealth. That's because whenever you spend money, you're also spending your future earning potential. When you spend money on things like vacations or new clothes or fancy dinners, you're giving up your ability to earn money from those things in the future. For example, if you spend $1,000 on a vacation, you're giving up the ability to earn $1,000 in the future. That's why it's really important to be careful about where you spend your money. If you want to be able to build wealth, you need to make sure that you're living below your means. The richest families in the world understand this, which is why they're always looking for ways to save money, and they never spend more than they can afford to. The second thing that the richest families in the world do is diversify their investments. No, 3, they invest in assets that produce income. The fourth thing that the richest families in the world do is live below their means. No, 5, they make smart tax planning decisions. No, 6, they have a strong team around them. The seventh thing that the richest families in the world do is pass down wealth to future generations. As you can see, there's no secret to making money. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Follow and subscribe Finance Bite.